Welcome to today's Explainer. Listen, if you're a BTech student staring down the barrel of the IT job market right now, I know exactly how you're feeling. It can seem like everyone out there is speaking a totally different language, right? And breaking into tech, it can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially if your only real coding experience so far is just, trying to pass your practicals at the absolute last minute. You might be sitting there wondering, how do I even get my foot in the door when I have literally zero experience? Well, take a deep breath, because today we're going to map out a really clear step-by-step path just for you.
What we're diving into today is essentially your blueprint for landing an IT job. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you're totally new to coding, the details of an AI full-stack program probably look like a giant bowl of intimidating buzzwords. Java, React, MCP servers, RAG. It is completely normal to feel a bit lost when you hear all that. But for today, I want you to think of me as your mentor. We are going to translate this entire blueprint together, piece by piece, until it makes perfect sense and you see exactly how it actually gets you hired.
So here's our roadmap. We'll start with your IT career blueprint, then move to the basics, front end and back end. After that, we'll dive into the secret weapon, AI, followed by building real-world projects. And finally, we'll wrap up with how the program works.
All right, jumping right into part one, your IT career blueprint.
Before we get bogged down in specific coding languages, we really need to understand what this program is actually teaching you to be, and that's a full-stack developer. What does that actually mean? Well, let's use a super simple analogy. Imagine an app or a website is like a modern house. Being full-stack means you have the skills to build that entire property from the ground up, all by yourself. You know how to paint the walls and arrange the beautiful furniture. That's the front, the part people actually see and interact with. But crucially, you also know how to lay the concrete foundation, wire the electricity, and install all the hidden plumbing. That's the back, the engine that makes the house actually function.
The curriculum we're looking at is essentially a highly logical, four-step journey to building that house. Step one is the front end, focusing on the look. Step two is the back end, building the brain and the plumbing. Step three introduces AI and Gen AI, which is absolutely the future. And step four is hands-on projects, where you literally prove you can build it. This progression is designed specifically to take you from absolute zero coding knowledge to creating complete intelligent solutions.
Okay, moving on to part two, the basics, front end and back end.
The training kicks off with the front-end technologies, HTML5, CSS3, JS for JavaScript, TS for TypeScript, and React. I want you to frame these front-end tools in your mind as the welcoming exterior of our digital house. HTML is the physical structure, the walls, the doors, the roof. CSS, that's your interior design and your paint job. It just makes things look really good. And JavaScript, TypeScript, and React, they're the mechanics that make the doors actually open and close when you click on them. They're incredibly dynamic tools used to create exactly what users interact with directly.
Now, the back end is where things get really interesting. This is the internal plumbing. The program actually gives you a choice between two very powerful pathways. You can choose the Java pathway, learning Java, Spring Boot, REST APIs, and MySQL. Or you can go with the Python pathway, covering Python, Flask, Fast API, and MySQL. As a beginner, you're probably wondering, okay, which one is the right choice? Let me reassure you right now, they are both incredible. Java is the classic heavy-duty engine used by massive global corporations. Python is the incredibly versatile, fast-growing engine that's powering a ton of modern tech startups. Learning either of these makes you highly employable.
Which brings us to part three, and this is my favorite part, the secret weapon, AI.
This is the modern technology that will make a beginner's resume truly pop in today's super competitive IT job market. Going back to our analogy, if the front end is the beautiful house and the back end is the plumbing, AI and Gen AI serve as the ultra-smart robot butler that makes your digital house basically run itself. It takes a standard, basic application and elevates it into something completely cutting-edge and intelligent.
The program covers some absolute heavy hitters here. AI agents, Agentic AI, MCP servers, RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and General Gen AI. Now, stop for a second. Do not let these buzzwords scare you away. You don't need an advanced math degree, and you definitely don't need to be some sci-fi genius to understand them. In this training, these are introduced simply as powerful, practical tools. You'll be taught exactly how to wield these tools to automate tasks, process data, and massively enhance your future projects.
All right, part four, building real-world projects.
Think about this for a second. You can learn all the theory in the world.
You can memorize all the fancy terms. But how do you actually prove your new skills to employers during a placement interview? That is the critical, nerve-wracking question every single B.Tech student faces when looking down the barrel of job hunting. Because, let's be honest, you can't just walk into an interview room, sit down, and confidently say, "Trust me, I know Python."
So the crucial takeaway is this. You answer that question by building a tangible portfolio. This program doesn't just teach you theory and leave you hanging. It requires you to build an AI chatbot with RAG, AI agents using an MCP server, and engage in end-to-end full-stack application development. You are going to build actual working AI and full-stack applications. The shift here is huge. You go from being a theoretical student to a practical developer. When you sit in that interview chair, you can confidently open your laptop, show the recruiter your actual projects, and say, "Let me show you how I built this from scratch." That right there is what gets you the job offer.
Finally, Part 5, how the program works. First up, the duration is 6 months. For a total beginner, 6 months is honestly the perfect, manageable time frame. It's long enough that you aren't rushing, meaning you can truly absorb these complex concepts, but short enough that you can entirely transform your skill set from complete beginner to a job-ready IT candidate within a single academic year.
And the scheduling is brilliantly designed to accommodate your life. The classes are held on Saturdays and Sundays only, with timings from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., and they offer both online and classroom modes. This means if you're a busy B.Tech student drowning in assignments and practicals Monday through Friday, you're not going to burn out. This program perfectly complements your regular college studies. You just dedicate a bit of your weekends to your future career.
So, if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, this training is run by MS Smart Solutions Services. They're located right at Naredmet X Roads in Madura Nagar Colony, Hyderabad. And they have a direct contact number, +91 98 480 15587. It's a real place with real mentors who are literally waiting to help you bridge that scary gap between college and the IT industry.
Let's wrap up with this powerful promise pulled straight from their course flyer. Master in-demand technologies, build real-world solutions, elevate your career. If you are a B.Tech student hunting for that very first IT job, I really want you to know that this path is entirely within your reach. You've got the blueprint right in front of you, you just need to start building. So the question is, are you going to let the buzzwords keep you on the sidelines, or are you ready to become the architect of your own career? What kind of digital house are you going to build first? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.